Unit 8, Lesson 1, Mystery Bags. I can get an idea of the likelihood of an event by using results from previous experiments. So I want to know, what do you already know about the likelihood of events? So what is the likelihood you'd win the lottery? Very small. What is the likelihood that we're going to go outside for lunch on your in-person day at school? Well, it's not 100% because there's been rain, but it's more than likely because we go outside most days. So you kind of need to think of an example of the likelihood of events, or what you already know. So what you already know is that everything has a likelihood. For example, your mom may or may not let you watch TV, or she may or may not let you run with knives. Your dad may or may not take you out hunting this weekend, or whatever the case may be. So we're going to do a warm-up called Gone Fishing, or Going Fishing. There are many types of fish that are caught while fishing for fun or for sport. The two types of fish in the warm-up today are the bluegill and the yellow perch. They are typically found in lakes caught with the same type of bait. They both are suitable for eating after being caught or released back into the water. Have you ever been fishing? Well, I know I've been fishing. I'm not very patient, so fishing's not a great sport for me, but for other kids it's a great sport. And I know some of you have never been fishing. So Andre and his dad have been fishing for 2 hours. In that time, they have caught 9 bluegills and 1 yellow perch. The next time Andre gets a bite, what kind of fish do you think it'll be? Explain your reasoning. Well, I think it's going to be a bluegill. And I know that because 9 out of 10 times it has been a bluegill. Now, is it certain that it's going to be a bluegill, like 100% positive it's going to be a bluegill? No, because they've gotten a yellow perch. But it's more than likely that they're going to get a bluegill. We cannot know for certain what type of fish will be next, but based on the results we have available, it is most likely that a bluegill will be caught next. All right, so now we're going to do a practice problem. So Lynn is interested in how many of her classmates watch her favorite show. So she started asking around at lunch, and she gets the following responses. So up here I've got the Gilmore Girls. It's one of my very favorite shows. So it says, if she asks one more person randomly in the cafeteria, do you think they will say yes or no? Explain your reasoning. Well, I'm going to try and figure out how many yeses she has. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses. And she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 no's. So I think they are more likely to say no because 10 out of the 14 people asked said no. Okay, so 10 out of the 14 people said no. So that tells me that they're probably going to say no. Is that for sure? No, but they're asking what I think here. All right, an engineer tests the strength of a new material by seeing how much weight it can hold before breaking. Previous tests have held these weights in pounds. Do you think the material will be able to hold more than 1,000 pounds on the next test? Explain your reasoning. Well, more than 1,000, more than 1,000, more than 1,000, more. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 7 tests, it held more than 1,000 pounds. So yes, 6 out of 7 held more than 1,000 pounds. All right, so at this point in the lesson, if we were doing it live on Nearpod, not on Nearpod, on Pear Deck, you would tell me, you would drag this little dot and tell me where you think you're at. So keep going, you understand, you're confused, or you need some help. So I understand. So a company tests 2 new products to make sure they last for more than a year. Okay, so product 1 had 950 out of 1,000 test items last for more than a year. Product 2 had 150 out of 200 last for more than a year. If you had to choose one of these 2 products to use for more than a year, which one is more likely to last? Explain your reasoning. Well, both are only off by 50, right? Off of their total by 50. But this one had more trials. So it had more opportunities to go wrong, and it went right. Whereas this one had fewer opportunities. In this one, 150 out of 200 is 3/4 if I reduce the fraction. 950 out of 1,000 is going to be 95 out of 100. So I'm going to go with product 1. And my reasoning, more trials with the same amount broken, I guess. All right, so now it is time to go ahead and do your cool down. So a large fish tank is filled with table tennis balls with numbers written on them. Jada chooses 10 table tennis balls from the tank and writes down their numbers. So this is the first one, and then this is the second one. The second tank is filled with golf balls with numbers written on them. Jada chooses 10 from the tank and writes down their numbers. So that's what she did. To win a prize, Jada must get a golf ball with an even number. And up here I put a hint that even numbers are 2, 4, 6, and 8. Should she try to win a prize using the tank of the table tennis balls or the tank of the golf balls? Explain your reasoning. So in your cool down today, I've got multiple choice reasons as to why or what you should choose. All right, so now you're going to submit this to Canvas to me. There are directions about submitting your takeaway, but you'll be submitting the PDF. So 3 dots, export PDF, because you should be doing you should be clicking done, and then maybe share. Yeah, there we go. And then student. So that's how you would do it. All right. Have a great rest of your day.